All right, everybody, let's take a look at the market. Today surprised me, but first we'll look at the weekly, we'll look at the daily, we'll look at my trade that I made, and we'll look at the trade of the day. This is the weekly, and you can see, look at this thing. I mean, it's that's pretty hilarious. Weekly chart here. Let me see if I can just kind of blow this up a little bit bigger. This is pretty funny. Today is Thursday, and we're a few minutes from the futures are going to close here in like 10 minutes. So no big deal about the price, because the price probably isn't going to fluctuate much. Look at what it opened up at the beginning of the week, which was Tuesday after Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It opened up at 48.12 there. And look at it where it's at right now, 48.11.50. Is that crazy or what? Look at this. For the week so far, just a big, skinny, tall doji. That's kind of hilarious. Right. Yeah. Still some divergence showing up here. And as a matter of fact, even this week, there's divergence there. Yeah. This little dot. Muddy waters, guys. That's what we call muddy waters. Just chopping along on the weekly here. Which this is, of the two, is more bullish than bearish. Because if this was supposed to be a cycle low and it's just tracking sideways on the weekly chart here, this is kind of a bullish occurrence, okay? So we need to just keep that in mind, that this, to me, looks bullish. And that may have been all it was, that one candlestick back there, the red one. Okay, let's take a look at the daily chart. Daily. Now, today surprised me. Okay, I'll be the first to admit I was wrong. Yesterday, I think I said to the members in the nightly email that today was going to be more decline. I got it wrong. It happens. But I was pretty consistent throughout this about, this pulling back, and I felt like I was going to pull back. And it did. And I'm not sure today constitutes this cycle low being nullified. I still think it's there. And we'll just see. Right now, this very strong day, right? 53.5, very bullish. Looking at the intraday charts, some members and I were chatting back and forth today on the Discord server. I was doing my trading. We'll look at my trades here in a minute. But yeah, it was actually pretty bullish overnight, and then it was bearish during the mid-morning, early mid-morning, and then it was bullish again in the afternoon. Oh my gosh, what a day. So a pretty cool day, but overall finished up way up, 53.5. Almost all of it is up, of course. All right. And I don't really know what's going to happen with this January 21st cycle. Are we going to get more? Was this it? And it just ended on the 17th, which was yesterday. Today's the 18th. Was that it? Maybe that was it. Maybe as soon as it touched this yesterday, if things went exactly as I expected, came down, touched the 47.43, maybe that was it. That's it. It touched right there. We're done. It hit its support, which has been traced back from way over here. Isn't that amazing? I've had this line on here, guys, from all the way from I don't know, a month? Maybe more than a month I've had this line on here. And look at it, comes down and exactly touches it. I mean, it's just crazy. I talk about these natural support and resistance points all the time. And these two candlesticks back here definitely set up base camp, if you will, for support, And it blew through a little bit over here and came back up. And yesterday it came down and touched it. Just amazing. Sometimes the market's does exactly what you think it's going to do. But not today. Today was huge, pretty huge, 53.5, big money day. And one thing I want to say to the members is, and I know the public is watching this too, and that's fine. You've heard me say this before, but don't be biased about direction. Don't get into this. I only short the market, or I only trade long. I see these people talking about people who short the market, they're evil. They ruin the market. I've heard people literally say that. They're bad. They destroy the market. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this allowed, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, yeah. You need people to short the market, okay? Just as much as you need people to long the market. You need both. Okay, my point being, we want to take advantage of of bullish trends and bearish trends, guys. You know, I mean, this is a massive, obviously massive, huge bearish trend going on since last October, right? We want to take advantage of that, obviously. But, you know, the market is bullish biased. Okay, it just is. It's always been that way. That doesn't mean you won't have bear markets. My point is the way the rules are set up, it's bullish biased. That's just the way the market is. Okay, and that's fine. No problem. We can make money on upward price action. That's great. But in times that there's downward price action, you don't want to be sitting on the sidelines. You want to sit on the sidelines for that. Now, some people might say that's aggressive trading, but for intraday traders and even some swing traders, that's not aggressive at all. I mean, we're going to take advantage of this. This is just money, just as much as that was money. Okay, so I just want to encourage, you know, especially the members, don't get biased for one direction or the other. Okay, obviously options, even options are, well, you know, puts and calls, you know, there's even a little bias there, right? The bias is towards calls. And but in futures, that just doesn't exist. Okay, I'm not here trying to sell futures to anybody. I'm not like a product specialist trying to sell people futures. But I trade almost exclusively futures nowadays, and I don't worry about that kind of nonsense. I don't care what the market's doing. Up, down, I'm taking advantage of it. So, and you should do the same, in my opinion. Okay, that's all I'm really trying to say here. All right, so that was the daily chart. Kind of surprised me we had this bounce day. I'm not going to talk about the universe and what it said today about tomorrow. I'm going to leave that for the members. They're only going to get, only the members are going to get that in a nightly email. Okay, so if you want to become a member, stick around to the end of the video, and I'll show you how to do that. All right. All right, let's switch over and look at my trade, and then we'll talk about also talk just about kind of generically the trade of the day, the ones that stood out to me on the charts and on the intraday charts. All right, so this was the 15-minute chart that I had up at the time. And I think I was chatting with one of the members who wanted to know, you know, they just asked me a question. I was answering a question. But here's my profit of the day, $1,675. Pretty good day. Again, a few more trades than I would like. This was 6 different trades because I was trading 2 contracts at a time. I like to keep my trades, you know, 2, 3, 4 a day if possible. But when the market's moving up and down like that, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Okay, if opportunity's there, you just got to, you know, you got to take advantage of it. You can't sit there and go, well, I don't want to trade too many contracts and too many trades because of commissions. You know, commissions are really nothing when you're talking, once you start getting up into these dollar amounts. I'm not saying they're nothing, but they're not as punitive, I think, for someone who has a really small retail account and trading, let's say, micros. Okay. Then the commissions can kind of be a big deal if you're trading one E-micro. And depending on your broker, that can be, you know, it can be hard to get in and out of trades without, you know, breaking even, which I find that to be highway robbery. But I feel you because I used to be there. I know all about the small account stuff. I did that for years. Just keep plugging away, keep adding to your account, learn how to become a better trader. Eventually you get to the place to where you should get to the place to where, you know, that just becomes the past. All right. But this was my PL or my profit for the day, little almost $1,700. You know, just me personally, just real quick. I saw some opportunities that I missed. Some big ones, man. Just got a little bit lazy in a couple spots. And I felt like it could have been maybe a $2,500 day, maybe $3,000 day, but woulda, coulda, shoulda stuff, you know, trying not to dwell on that too much. But a really good day, a happy camper about today's profits. This trade here was the last of the trades of the day. I just saw this run up and the market got exhausted right up here. I could tell it was going to get exhausted, and I just took advantage of a little scalp here for this little pullback. So that was the last trade of the day. That's why it's circled there, and was just talking to a member about, you know, they asked me some questions. So cool stuff. Okay, let's switch over to the chart and talk about the trades of the day. All right, so here we are on the 5-minute chart. We're just kind of looking at the entire day starting from last night, which was right there. That was 5 o'clock my time last night. And the market closed basically right over here, okay? So this is all little 5-minute candlesticks the whole way. And right at the open, you see this little dip over here. I took a little trade right there. I think I made $100 on this little scalp right here. And then the market, had a little bounce and just tracked sideways. At some point around over here, I went to bed. I don't remember what time. And there was this trade right here. So this is the Giddens Plus indicator. We're going to talk a little bit about this when I get done with the trade of the day here. I'll talk about this. One of the members had an idea. It's not a bad idea, and I might try to implement it, so we'll talk about that briefly, okay? But anyway, the Giddens Plus indicator here came up with something here at 8:45 a.m. my time here in Texas, which is CST time. And it's a little bit choppy in here, but you can still see that this was an awesome opportunity, right? So we get the alert at 8:45, which would be 9:45 East Coast, New York time, all that stuff. And then as soon as it curled up, this is when I'd be making the trade right here, okay? So, it's okay if you miss half a candlestick, whatever, a candlestick or two, and you grab the bulk of this. Now, the reason I go over this trades of the day every day is so that members and new people to the service can get an idea about my opinion, because this is my opinion what I'm giving here, not advice. My opinion about how I think you could possibly make some profitable trades, right? So you get this indicator that says, hey, there might be a trade here. The SMI starts to curl up. You take the trade. Okay, I try to keep it simple. I'm not saying trading is simple. You want to know why trading for a lot of people is not simple? Because I'm gonna go off on a small tangent here, okay? So just bear with me. It's not simple because of the big E. The big E. There's also another one called the big P. This is called emotions. Okay? And the big P is well, I guess you could call psychology. Right? And these two kind of work hand in hand and play on each other. Okay? And a lot of people struggle with trading because of this kind of stuff, the psychology and the emotional aspect that's tied to what? Money. Now, I've talked about this before, and I'm just talk about it briefly here. The world puts a lot of importance on money, right, guys and gals? Let's be honest. A lot of importance is put on the big old bucks. And so a lot of traders are very nervous when they're trading. And how do I know that? Because I used to be exactly that way. For years, guys. For years, I lost tons of money. Tons of money. My history going back, if I was trading corporate bonds, I would buy them and hold them and make money on interest. That I did well. Fixed income was a no-brainer. I knew how to do it. Corporate bonds, I could find the deals and buy them. But anytime I tried to do serious trading on the stock market, it didn't matter what I was trading, usually futures, oh my gosh, I'd lose a lot of money. Because the psychology tied to money, the way that I viewed money, made me emotional. Right? So my view, my psychology, if you will, my premise about money, my philosophy maybe about money, okay, all of that, the way that I viewed money made me very emotional. What do I mean by that? Man, I'm telling you what, I'd literally be shaking sometimes. My hands be shaking trying to trade, or sweaty, or nervous. Sometimes those things manifest themselves as you're sweating a little bit, or your hands are a little bit shaky, or sometimes it just you might not have physical manifestations of it, but inside you're nervous, and you're just making crazy irrational decisions. You're jumping in and out of trades. So I used to do a lot of that stuff. Okay, so. Obviously money is important because we need money to pay bills and do the things we need to do in life. Okay. But I'm going to say this. It's almost like you have to detach yourself from the significance of money. It's almost like you have to emotionally detach yourself from putting too much importance on money. Now, I know that's, some people are going to be shaking their heads going, you're crazy. I can't pay my bills. inflation's high, easy for you to say, you get these huge trades going every day. But there's some members who've been on the service with me for a couple of years now, 2-3 years, and you can ask them on the chat in the Discord. They'll tell you there was plenty of times I was making $50, $100. I showed trades that I was losing money. Okay, so I wasn't always making this kind of money like I'm making today, right? But once I got to the place to where I realized, yeah, money's important, but I can't allow it to be so important that it means everything. You have to find a way to psychologically detach yourself from making money super important, because that's a destructive behavior. It'll play games with your mind. I remember when I first started trading, my gosh, if I saw $5 or $10 flash by on my account in a trade, I was jumping up and down getting nervous. Today, I don't even think about it. I might see $300, $400, $500 swings, $1,000 swings I might see sometimes in a position. Okay, because my account's grown, so I can handle those kind of swings. I'm not suggesting you should do that. I'm just saying, as your maturity about money, as you mature, your perspective about money should change, so that you're not frantic. You don't want to be frantic. You got to be relaxed. In trading, it's very, very important, if you want to be a successful trader, to be calm and relaxed. If you need to walk around the house a little bit and just shake it off, whatever you need to do, you got to find a way to be calm and relaxed, and make sure you're well rested. So get a good night's rest. Okay. That's all going to help. Those are very basic stuff that's going to help you emotionally. As far as your skill and being a good trader, yeah, that usually takes time and matures. It's going to take some time for most people to mature and become a good trader. Okay. But the point I'm really trying to make about all this right here is that you've got to change your perspective about money. It can't be the most important thing. It just can't be. And once you can get over that hurdle, you'll be calmer. That's what happened to me. I was able to become more calm, because I didn't put so much importance on money. I want to make a lot of money just as much as anybody else, but it has to be done with the right attitude. Okay. Now, I said this before. I'm going to say this. Denzel Washington was doing a video many years ago. I think it was at Liberty College, and he was talking to the graduating class. He said, "You never see a hearse. You never see a U-Haul following a hearse. U-Hauls, you put your stuff in it and you take it with you, right? That's what a U-Haul's for. So why do you never see a U-Haul following a hearse? Because you can't take your belongings from this world to the next world. When you die, I'm a Christian. Most members know that. If you don't, well, now you do. When I go to eternity to be with my Lord, there's nothing here I'm taking with me, because it doesn't work that way. Okay, you can't take it with you, right? And Denzel Washington's point was, you can't make it so important that you're holding on to it so tight that you act like you're going to take it with you. And he kind of joked around and said the Egyptians tried and they failed. You ever open up the tombs of the Egyptians? They got all that stuff in there, all the gold and everything. Well, it's still in there. It didn't go with them to wherever they went, right? Wherever their souls went. So that's kind of Denzel Washington's analogy, if you will, to say, money's important, but make sure you put it in proper perspective. Okay. All right. It's really important to become a good trader. So anyway, this trade of the day right here, getting back to this is a really good trade of the day, because as it curls up, regardless of how kind of choppy this section is, overall, this indicators plus the SMI are telling you this is probably going to go up. So trade long somewhere in here, kind of on the right side of this indicator, especially if you start seeing this climbing, okay? And you get into the trade and you make some money. Now, how do you know when to get out? Because I know some traders, they just hold on to positions that were once profitable, then it dives, and then they don't close the position. And they only close it after it dives, and now they lost money and they're upset and they're mad. Well, you see how it peaks up here? You got to get out. Now, I think some of the problems that happens with members is they're busy. They're working their job. They're taking care of the kids. They're driving from A to B. I get it. It's tough. So you're trying to pick a, for those people, they're trying to like put in limit orders to get in, and stops or stop losses or limit orders to get out. When they're traveling from A to B, or they're busy at the job, so they can't sit there and watch the chart. And I get it. That's not easy. That is not easy, because you may not have the luxury to look at the charts, right? I'll give you a little secret. I almost never do that, especially intraday. I do never, ever let the computers know what my plan is. You may think that sounds crazy, but it's not. Limit orders tell the whole world what your intentions are. Just in case you're wondering, is a limit order bad? No, it's not bad. But if you can choose between the two, put in a limit order in ahead of time, like an hour before, 2 hours before, or whatever, and you're just going about your day, versus putting in at the last moment when you think you want to close your position. Those are two completely different things. They're two completely different things. And the way the trading world works and the computers work, they look at all that data. When you put your limit order in there, they know what your intentions are. They collectively look at all that data and make decisions based on it. That's right, they hand out your data like candy. So I almost never put in limit orders, especially intraday, and just walk away. No, sir. I put my orders in only at the moment I want them to execute. Boom, they execute, that's it. I'm in the position. To get out of the position, I wait. I don't put any limit orders. I don't put anything anywhere. I sit and watch the charts. Now, I know not everybody can do that, but for those that can, just hear me out. I watch the charts. When it's time to exit, I put my order in and I'm out. All within a matter of seconds. Okay? And that's the way it is, guys. I mean, I'm just telling you. Okay? The whole electronic world and the way that the trading systems work today, they definitely use and abuse your limit orders that are just sitting there. They know what your intentions are, and they have, and just people do it all the time. Look at what was that called? The greed indicator. How do you think they come up with that? They have all these orders sitting there, especially options. They're just sitting there. They can calculate everything they want based off the options. Anyway, you may think I'm nuts to say all that, but I'm not nuts. And you can tell by my trades. I do not telegraph. It's an old saying, telegraph, right? I don't allow the trading world to know my intentions. They only know my intention for like a few quick moments. And by then it's done. The order is either opened or the position's either been opened or closed. That's it. That's all they know. Okay. All right. So let's move on to this one right here. This one was actually pretty good. This was pretty good. Now, I know this video is getting kind of long, but just bear with me. This is a very choppy section, right? And then it declines. And this declines about, it's about 7 or 8 points here, maybe almost 10. That's a pretty steep decline for a small account. So why am I talking about this decline? Why is it such a big deal? Because when this alert came up, some people would probably start taking a trade right here. Okay? And they start seeing the price rise, but then it pulls back. You got two choices. Okay? Because this alert's actually a very good alert. But you got two choices at this point. You can close your position, and for really small retail accounts, you may have to do that, right? And then when it curls up again, you get back in because the alert is right. The alert's forecasting there's going to be a long side trade, and it nailed it. The other option is, if you have an account that can handle this kind of fluctuation, just chill out, relax, let it do its thing, and it'll eventually make good. All right? So those are two ways to do it. Now, this is the hardest part for most traders right here, waiting for this kind of stuff. That just like emotionally, this is like wrecks people. Okay, so you've got to. I can't tell you what to do in here when this happens. You're gonna have to decide. You know, everybody's a little bit different. Are you gonna close it out and re-enter here, or are you gonna be so emotionally damaged from getting out that you just can't get back in? Remember I just talked about the E and the P? It's true, man. I'm telling you, because I know I used to live this scenario. People get damaged by this trade going bad from this alert, and then they refuse to get into here because they're still emotionally distraught over what happened here. But you have to figure out, you have to be I don't want to use warrior because it's so overused in the market. Okay, it is. I just hate that analogy. You have to be a warrior. Okay. But you have to psychologically suck it up and say, screw that. I'm re-entering. I know there's money to be made here. And bam, was there ever. You have to overcome that. I'm crying in the corner and I got hurt by a bad trade. You have to learn how to man up. And women to women up, however you want to word it. You have to man up. You have to overcome it. That's how it works in trading. Once you do that, you're going to become a much better trader. Now, I'm not talking about taking crazy risks. You know, the charts here would tell you that the trade looks like it's good. Go for it. All right. So anyway, I hope this little whole section, I've been kind of going on here and blowing some hot air, but I hope everybody's getting something out of that, because that's what I do. That's what I do. I don't always get everything perfect. You know, on this trade right here, you know, I had to wait it out and do the business. Okay. I might even get a little nervous here, but I'm not going to get panicky. Okay. I'm not going to get panicky. All right. Looks like the 1 hour, I just want to look at this real quick here. The 1 hour cycle low was pretty good. I mean, on the 1 hour chart here, there was a cycle low forecasted for 1 o'clock. That's what 1300 means for military time. Okay. And look at that. Really nice. Super nice. Gosh, from just kind of eyeballing this, where the wick came all the way down to there, 20 points. Really nice. Maybe you catch 16, 17 to this. Okay. And we also had to get us plus alert on the 1 hour chart. And what happened? Bam. You see that? Get us plus alert came in. It was a couple hours before this thing took off. Monster mash. I don't really trade specifically off the 1 hour, but I use it to help guide me on the 5 and the 15 minute, okay? I use the daily and the hourly. I'm always aware of the daily and the hourly, these longer time frames of what's going on when I'm trading the 5 and the 15. I'm always looking at all three charts, man. 4 or 5 charts, whatever. I'm always looking at them. Okay, let me go back. You know this video is long. We're going to talk about the Get Us Plus indicator. Okay, one of the members wanted to know, hey, can we put the Get Us Plus indicator up here in the candlestick chart? I didn't really like it initially because, as you can tell, this chart's already pretty busy. Let me get rid of this. Go back to the 5 minute. You know, on here we've got red and green candlesticks. We've got the simple moving averages going on here. We've got volume in here. That's what this blue stuff is. You know, and I was a little concerned about being cluttered, but after some back and forth in the chat on the Discord server with one of the members, which is not a bad idea, that we figure out a way to put this Get Us Plus indicator up here in the candlestick chart. And what I'm going to attempt to do, I don't know if I can do it, okay, because it depends on the scripting here with TOS platform. Their scripting is a little bit hokey. But I'm going to try to see, for instance, let's just pick, let's pick this alert right here, back here, this one that happened at around just before 9 o'clock. So this was exactly at 8:45. Okay, so let me blow this up a little bit. Let's get this nice and big to 8:45. Okay. Okay, 8:45 is that little doji. This is the 8:45 candlestick, this sickly looking doji. This may not be the best example. Okay, let's just say instead it happened right here. Okay, because the doji is going to present some challenges, but we'll get back to that at some other time. Let's say it happened right there instead of there. What I propose is that we're going to change the color of this candlestick. I don't know if I can do it. I have to check the scripting like I said, but if I can do it, we'll make it some other color. Because the only two colors I ever use on these, the way I do the charts, is either red or green. Red's obviously down, green's obviously up, right? So what we would do in this case is maybe, I don't know, make it yellow, make it purple, make it some other color. I'll try some different colors. We'll see what works. Maybe I'll even try to do a different color and outline the candlestick if possible. Okay, so that's going to be something I'll try to work on. I think for me, I like this Get Us Plus indicator down here as a separate indicator. because I can, in my office, I can just look across the room, look up, I have another monitor there, a big monitor, and I can see, oh, an alert came up. Okay, I like that kind of visual, but other people may want it on the candlestick chart. Okay, they want it exactly where it happens, so they can visually make, maybe so they can make a decision, I guess is what I'm really trying to say, on a specific candlestick. Are they going to go short or are they going to go long? Generally speaking, though, when I see a Giddus Plus indicator, I don't trade immediately. Okay, I don't make an immediate trade. So just so everybody understands that. I mean, it may happen rarely, but usually I don't make a trade instantly. I wait for the SMI to do something. Maybe it's up like this one. Maybe it's down. See how the SMI is going down. I might wait for it to curl over. Okay, so just kind of be aware that's how I do it. I give the market a little breathing room, let it tell me what it's going to do, and then I jump in. And yeah, sometimes seconds count, so you got to be kind of quick right when things start to look like it's going to happen. Like in this, for this particular trade, for instance, once this candlestick got about halfway down red, I guarantee I'd probably be in it, so maybe halfway down. I'd be, oh, it's red, it's looking good, it's rolling over, I'm on it. If you want to be a little more conservative and wait for this next candlestick, that's fine. But sometimes you might miss the trade altogether, or you might miss some of the trade. All right, so I just wanted to talk briefly about that. That's what I'm going to attempt to do, okay? All right, sorry about the long video, but if you want to become a member, here you are at the end. That's great. There is a link in the instructions just below this video. It's going to be a Discord link. Make sure you read those instructions very carefully so you don't have any problems joining, okay? Once you've read the instructions, you're going to click on the Discord link. It's going to bring you over to this Giddus server. You click on server shop, brings you to this page. $7.99, guys, okay? This is crazy cheap. The value on this service is really high right now, and I know it is. The value of this service is crazy high. I mean, you're getting extreme value for a very low price, and I'm fully aware of it. But I'm going to keep it there for now. I'm not just blowing smoke either, because I know that this subscription price is crazy cheap for everything it's providing. Okay, but I'll briefly talk about what you get. You get the streaming charts, the 5 to 15 minute and the 1 hour. As we saw today, we talked about the Giddus Plus alert or the Giddus Plus indicator. Okay, on the 1 hour chart, you saw the cycle analysis with the big semicircles. You saw the 1300 to 1 o'clock cycle low. That's on that chart. Okay. Whenever the Giddus Plus indicator suggests that there might be a trade, it sends an alert over to this channel. So anybody that's thinking about joining, or any new members that weren't sure about how this works, yeah, the Giddus Plus indicator says, okay, it thinks there's a trade. It sends an alert to the Discord server on this channel right here, okay? And you can turn those notifications on. Matter of fact, I had a member today that said, how can I get notifications when I'm away from my desktop? Well, you can download this app onto your phone. Just like I said, make sure you read the instructions first. But you download the app on your phone, and then you can carry Discord wherever you're going, okay? And then you right-click on the S&P 500 Alerts channel and turn notifications on. And you can have your phone on vibrate or ring a ding or whatever you want, and it should give you an alert sound, okay? All right, so that's how that works. So the streaming charts for the S&P 500 plus the alerts get sent there. Really nice. Now, for the rest of these products here, okay, these are just alerts, no streaming charts, but there's alerts here. So for those that want to trade some other type of products like gold, crude oil, top 30 stocks for the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, alerts go into here, okay? So if you want those alerts, just make sure you turn the notifications on for these channels, okay? If you don't, then you turn them off. This channel gets a lot of alerts, so you may not want to have to turn that one on. That one's crazy. They're just coming in all the time, all day long. Okay, premium symbols. There's some symbols in here. You might want to look at them. I like to trade the future symbols occasionally. I saw copper in the futures symbols file today in this channel. I put it in there. I know some people like to trade copper, so you might want to look at it. Okay, currency. Occasionally I trade currency. If I do, I'll put it in there. Nightly emails. Monday through Thursday, I send out emails every night to all the members. You get a chart. You get the S&P 500 chart. It's a daily chart of the S&P 500. And it's usually mocked up. It'll have this daily cycles on there. It might have support and resistance on there. And I usually give at least a sentence or two about what I think the market's going to do. Okay. And usually lately I've been pretty accurate. Last night's email, I wasn't, but I can't get it right every day. But yeah, that's what goes in the nightly email. Okay. Solar activity has a lot to do with the universe indicator, which I won't explain that, but it gets factored into my opinion about the market that goes into the nightly email every night, okay? Fixed income, I trade corporate bonds from time to time and some other things, so that's what goes into this channel. And then general chats happening in these two channels. Most of it happens in the S&P 500 channel all day long. And then occasionally I'll put some stuff in the member chat. Other people might do member chat too. If you have a support issue, if it's about email, put it in the email channel. If it's anything else, put it in the member chat, okay? So don't clutter up this channel with just generic stuff. Try to keep it to the S&P 500. Even though sometimes we do have conversations in there. If it's not S&P 500 related, let's try to keep it in this channel, okay, guys and gals? So that's everything you get for the membership. All these channels and everything I just mentioned comes with the service. These are member-only channels. The public cannot access these channels. You have to pay for it to get to it, okay? This channel is just open to the public, but there's nothing in there. It's kind of like, hi, welcome to the server, and that's it. All right, the rules. Please read the rules, okay? It's important. All right? And there is the rules about being nice to everybody else. Okay, don't post nasty pictures. Don't say nasty things to people. Treat people with respect. If you're going to be a nasty person doing nasty things, I will kick you from the server. If you keep doing it, you're going to get banned. So don't do that. All right, and here's also the refund rules. And there's a disclaimer in there that I'm not a financial advisor. I only give my opinion. All right, I only give my opinion, guys. I'm not an advisor. All right, I know a long video, but I wanted to cover all that today. Happy trading, everybody. God bless everybody. We'll talk to you all real soon again next time.